Welcome back, my friends. Let's talk about CC3 Fall Final Review. Number 2, you have to substitute in these numbers for these variables. So the m is going to be 2. So remember that this is multiplication. So put those parentheses. And the n is going to be 3, as it says here. So this is plus 2 times 3 minus 1. And just underneath, I'm going to do those out so you can kind of see. So this 6 times 2 becomes 12, plus 2 times 3, which is 6, minus 1. And you add all those together, and you get 17. Hooray! All right, so what's the point? The point is that you substitute those variables for the numbers given, and then you do the operations. Remember, if a number and a letter, a variable like this right here, are together, that means they're being multiplied. So don't forget to multiply those two numbers. And just be careful and do one step at a time. Number 3, simplify each expression by combining like terms. Now, the test may or may not actually say combining like terms, but you know that in order to simplify this, you have to combine like terms. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to color code this. So these here are like, and let's try this one here. The x's are like. Like means that we can add them together. And then the w's are like. And so we can add those up, and we can get a like term. So the 3 minus 2 together, that's 1. The 7x and the 3x together, that's 10x. The 4w minus 6w, 4 minus 6 is negative 2. So this is minus 2w. And then just don't forget the plus between this one and this one, because if you have nothing else, it's positive. And then you have your answer. So all you have to do is write this right here, and that is what you put down as your answer. Some of you are tempted to keep going, but you have to understand that you cannot add 1 plus 10x. They're not like. They're not like terms. Like terms means that they have the same exact variables. Okay? If they don't have the same variables, you can't actually add or subtract them. Now you can multiply them, that's fine, but we're not being asked to multiply, we're asked to add and subtract, and you can't do that if they're not like. So you can do the same thing on the other one for number 3. Diamond problems, yes. Well, we actually have a couple of these, so let's review on kind of how these work. If you're given a diamond, it has 2 numbers. Any old number is fine. So let's say it's like, I don't know, 2 and 7. If it's 2 and 7, that means on top, we put 2 times 7. In fact, let me use a different color. It's kind of hard showing up here. 2 and 7. So that means on top you put 14, and on the bottom you put 9. And so you just got to figure out which one goes where. So for A, negative 4 times negative 7, negative times negative is positive. 4 times 7 is 28. Now, negative 4 plus negative 7, if you add them together, think of the number line where you have 0, and then you have 4 here. And then it says minus 7 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're at minus 11. So we're going to put minus 11 down there. And so that's how you do those. Let's look at something a little more difficult. Well, this one looks hard. So let's say we have A and B. So this means that A times B is negative 12. That's a really tricky one. And A plus B is 4. Well, you can try out the way that you do this is you try out numbers from the top number. Let me color that in red. I already used red. Let me use different color. Let me use purple. So if you have to find when you have to find both variables, that's the hardest one. So let me show you how that works. So you take that top number, and then you find the factors of that number. You put 1 in that number, and then I count up on the left side. 2 goes in 6 times. 3 goes in 4 times. The next number is 4, but I already have 4 on the other side, so I don't have to bother. That means I'm done. And so these are the factors of 12. One of these pairs has to add up to 4 somehow. Well, if you have 2 and 6, they have a difference of 4. So if it's minus 2 and plus 6, that in fact works. So that means that A is actually minus 2 and B is 6. So that was a really tricky one. That was definitely very tricky. I don't have time to do more. I have to move on. Solving equations for x. Undo one of the x's so x is on one side. Yes, so my tip to you is if you have a negative x, is that you add both sides by that negative x. Because that way you won't have any negative x's, and nobody likes negative x's. So just add the negative x over, and now you have 5x plus 4 equals 24. Then you subtract 4 on both sides. And what you get is you get 5x equals 20. Last step, we can divide both sides by 5. And if you divide both sides by 5, you get x equals 4. All right. That's going to have to be good for now. We'll do another video later, but hopefully that was helpful to you. Stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Buy my merch if that's legally available. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.